ready to go here, little feller? Wow.
You need a sound check.
No, I already did all that. I do need to do my customary courtesy.
Yeah.
My favorite thing ever to do. I always do it.
Totally.
One day I'm going to beat you to it.
Do what?
I'm going to beat you to it next week.
Next week you're going to do it? All right.
Do it.
You heard it here first.
You
Everybody.
need to buy one of those things, man. You just
clapper?
buy it. Do it.
Jules bought one for the project we're going to do.
You need it.
She's like, I got you something. I thought it was going to be like
To be legit.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be
Right.
like a camera or something. And she sent me a picture of it. It's just a little clapboard. I was like, I don't need that. I've got my hands, my voice.
You need it,
Don't worry.
dude.
Yeah.
Still
All
old
right,
school.
we'll get it.
Especially to feel legit, man. You are legit, so you might as well feel
I
legit.
am legit.
It's like
That was pretty cool. That meeting I had today, dude, like, that was cool. I'm getting way ahead of myself. Because the guy was like, this is legit professional looking. I was like, oh, like, I made it. I mean, I did.
Right.
Anyways. All right.
Setup's great, dude.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yes.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the On the Brink podcast. I am Matt Brinker. This is Colby Likens. And we have the man, the myth, the legend, Erik. Erik, the myth, the legend, in here with us tonight.
Use those terms lightly, man.
Yeah. Well, you are a legend in this town. I knew about you before I knew you.
Infamous, huh?
Infamous, yeah. You're the man, the myth, the legend, dude. You need to give me like a quick 50. Why 50? Why did I say 50 seconds?
50 seconds? Where in the room did that
This
come
is going to be
from?
exactly 50 seconds intro of who you are and what you do. I've got a timer right here.
Okay.
Who I am and what I do?
Who you are and what you do. It doesn't have to be 50 seconds. It can be whatever you
Right
want.
on.
Yeah. So
Well,
who are you?
My name's Erik Miller. Grew up in Beverly, Ohio. Moved here when I went to college.
Where's Beverly, Ohio?
Washington County by Marietta.
Okay, all right.
So I grew up over there. My parents were teachers and whatnot. My mother originally from Jackson County. So when she actually passed when I was 19, so I moved, went to Ohio State, and then actually transferred down here to Rio.
Who? Rio.
Right.
Just kidding. I went to Rio too.
No, I did too, man. I love it.
I have fond stories of Rio, actually.
I had
like
so
Rio.
many great memories. My parents met there actually too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was kind of cool, and I hold the place near and dear to my heart. Most definitely. I worked there, got my degree there. I have several friends there, but once I graduated, I worked at Rio. Met my lovely wife of almost 20 years while I was a senior there.
Okay.
Who's a girl from here.
Yeah.
We both kind of moved away for a while, you know what I mean, as we were in our more formidable years, and then kind of came back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like the old coming home bit, but this is not, I mean, it is home, but, you know, Marietta, Beverly is where my
So
heart
I didn't know you were
always
from there.
lies
I always just kind of assumed you were from here.
I knew you weren't from here, but I didn't know where you were from. I knew it was somewhere local.
Man, yeah, and it really, it's something about living by the river, man, and then it's,
Dude, I miss it.
Marietta
you know what I mean?
I miss it. I miss
culturally, that town speaks to me, always has.
Yeah.
I grew up on Marietta itself, but like Beverly, it's right on the Muskingum River, you know, kind of in between Zanesville and Marietta per se, up Route 60. But then once you get to the confluence of the Ohio and the Muskingum there, I don't know, man. It's just growing up there. My family we were always.
I miss the river so bad, dude.
And it's something about it, man.
Like Joe Huck put up a video or a photo or something the other day, like a week or so ago, and it was just it was beautiful shot.
It's probably right in front of his house. Dude.
Yeah.
He lives like literally 20. I don't even know. You cross the road and then the river's right there.
See, I grew up same thing. I grew up on the river in Gallia.
You said it was in your backyard.
Yeah,
right?
and I was in Portsmouth on Sunday, and I was like flying with the drone. Saturday actually, I was flying the drone, and I miss having the river. It's like it's just, the bridges have their own personality.
They do, man.
Like the river has the personality, and the towns all have a different personality, and that's something I miss really fiercely about living here.
Honestly,
in Jackson.
like flood walls. And
dude.
different things that they give a town like that a different kind of character that you can't find in a lot of other places.
Right. It's like my niece. She's a goodness, sophomore at Marietta High School.
Okay.
And she's on the rowing team, and like around here, people are like,
they have rowing?
Oh yeah,
See, that was
yeah, dude.
What?
Yeah.
I
It's
didn't know they had
huge.
rowing.
Marietta College is top notch in the country for it, but my niece is a rower. Travels around. Like Marietta High School will go to Erie, PA. They will go to New York.
Yeah.
And Marietta has a lot of people from upstate New York that go to school there.
Huh.
Don't know what the draw is. I mean, of course,
A
rowing.
sophomore in college or high school?
High school.
Oh, high school.
Yeah. Ashley is. Yeah, dude.
I wish I could have done rowing.
And it's cool. Yeah,
Awesome.
I mean, a lot of different things. And people, I'm not saying people around here can't relate, but they're like, wow, that's fascinating. I never knew that.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of different, just a few down the road, how it is. It's like, my bandmates make fun of me a lot, man, because I grew up on these things called pepperoni rolls, all right?
Yeah.
Pepperoni
Cheese and
rolls.
That's a
pepperoni.
West Virginia
Right.
thing more than
It kind
anything.
of is, right?
Yeah.
Right? But you get into like Williamstown and Parkersburg, right across the river from Marietta.
Basically the same thing. That
We were
MOV.
all influenced by that, and like all of my bandmates are like, Eric's when we go play in Marietta, he's got to get his
Eric's gonna
pepperoni
get pepperoni
rolls.
rolls.
I got to get like 3 bags of them, dude, and bring them
Yeah.
back. And it was really just a staple food for the blue collar worker.
Yeah.
And all the plants, and I mean, it's just you can read so much about that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But so that's really what made who I am as a youngster. Grew up. Definitely. Are we past 50 seconds?
Oh, you're way
You're
past
cool.
50
I know.
seconds.
I was not wondering if that was literally, man.
This man is not
But
worried
that
at
being
all.
said,
It's
yeah,
okay.
like I grew up in a very musical family, man.
Yeah.
Like my grandmother was a booking agent, talent agent in Beverly, Ohio for years.
Okay.
Booked a lot of people and
Yeah.
a lot of famous people. And, it wouldn't be uncommon to see an act or somebody come through her house and her office was in her basement.
Yeah.
So she got into doing that and became a very, very popular independently doing so.
Yep.
All the venues around. And then my dad and his brother, my grandma was like, they wanted to play music. So my dad was like, let's do it, man. And Dave got together. So my grandma bought the instruments. And so those 2 guys and 2 buddies from high school started the band,
Yeah.
the Cobras. They're over 50 years into it. They
Yeah.
still play.
Wow.
Not the originals, but
Yeah.
because some have passed and some have gone, but
R.I.P.
so
What is this?
right,
That's
yeah,
R.I.P.
much love, much
Oh,
love.
okay.
But yeah, I mean,
Pouring out
so
from
Just
Point
making
out
sure
from the
that was
homies.
positive.
right, so it was always around me, man,
Yeah.
like music, and I grew up thinking like, okay, I'm just gonna go to college and I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Totally find a career and do
So
it.
you had like the opposite mindset. that-
Right,
that I
man.
had
And I'm
growing
like,
up.
I'm pissed at myself because I didn't. What's the word I'm looking for? I didn't work harder playing drums in my younger years as much
Yeah.
as I could have,
Yeah.
and I really regret that.
Kind of time wasted on what you could have
yeah,
been doing.
and I don't want to say I wasted it on sports. I love it. It made me a lot of who I am. But
Yeah.
you can't play football at 43.
No.
I mean, if you are, you're pretty damn good shape. But that
How
being
old's Tom
said-
Brady now? Isn't he like 40 now?
Dude,
he's like
the
41 or
life.
something like
Yes.
that, right?
He's a Michigan guy. I don't talk about him. So.
Oh. Well, you said Michigan.
Yeah, well.
Michigan. Michigan. Anyways.
Yeah, go Clemson. They got.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah.
But anyway, so it's funny, man, because I got my first drum set. I was 2 years old. I got my first record, and I was 3, and it was a Kiss record,
Oh, God.
1978. Yeah, man.
We weren't born yet.
1978, man. And
We
it
weren't
was,
born.
I was gonna say, I'm thinking how old my mom was then. She was like
I have no idea.
12. so-
I don't math well anyways, so I'm not
Right.
going to try.
So I'm a little older than you guys, but
Whippersnappers.
But you're not-
right.
you're
But
not-
I don't feel that way.
No.
Man.
No, I was gonna
Spiritually,
say-
I'm much younger. I
Yeah.
feel a lot. I feel a lot
I
of love
feel
in
like
me.
putting an age on anything's just like
Unless it's
stupid
bourbon.
anyway.
Here he goes again. Here he goes again with his philosophies.
Well, he's right though.
He is right, though.
But
You're right.
like you start like differentiating
Yeah.
and defining how much your life's worth just based on how many years you've been around. I mean, that just seems ignorant to me.
Do you still feel like mentally, physically it changes, but mentally you still feel like you're 16, 17, 18 years old? Like young?
Mid-20s, kind of, yeah.
Not that young, mid-20s, we got it.
Yeah,
Because I said all the
yeah.
time, like, I don't think I act. I'll be 32 shortly, and I don't think I act that way. I don't act
Right,
like I'm 32
right.
or I'm not old anyways.
I act
Yeah.
like I'm about 12 most of
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
so-
Sure, we all do. I mean,
Yeah.
I
my
stick
wife
to
says
that.
I have 3 boys. I have Trey and Reed, Trey's our oldest, great kid. Both of them are awesome. Reed is our youngest. And you, Eric, I mean, really, and she's right.
Yeah.
Right, but she's
Bless
my
her
best
heart.
friend. She's the best, man. And it's like, she is definitely the glue that keeps the train going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just keeps it rolling. But I'm very blessed and grateful. And
Yeah.
we have a wonderful relationship. And much love to you. So
Shout out to you.
Yeah, man, she's the best.
You're the shit.
The absolute best thing ever. And
Yeah.
like, ask anybody, she's just great people. But I digress. It's just funny that when you grow up in this musical family, And my first record was Kiss's Rock and Roll All Over. The person that influenced me the most, his name was Roger Unger, who was a guy from
Never heard of him.
Beverly. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you probably wouldn't have known him.
Right.
But he's really like my musical godfather, my hero. And sometimes I get choked up talking about it because he is the guy, aside from my family, that was like, he gave me my first Kiss costume for Halloween. I was like 4.
That's awesome. Yeah,
like the plastic face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the old, back in the day, that was like, you know, everybody wanted to be Gene Simmons and Peter Criss. Well, you know, as that you get older and you realize some things about Kiss when I found out, and now, you know, it kind of breaks my heart, but I don't even want to go down that route.
Yeah. Let's detour away from that one.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Kiss, but let's keep that one.
Oh, man. So,
I
anyway.
love Kiss.
I love them, man.
There's an appeal to it whenever you're there. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly.
it was the theatrics, man.
Yeah.
So my dad was always gone every weekend,
Yep.
playing. And I didn't have no problem with it. My mom, you know, was like, "This is how it is."
Yeah.
You know, your dad plays out of town. So I've been playing. I played drums a lot, and then my first teacher was Mr. Stillings, who was an Ohio State percussionist, right?
Yep.
In high school. So he was very jazz blues driven. So he beat the jazz into me hard.
Yep.
Brushes, playing with brushes. And a lot of people don't use them today, but there's an eloquent way to use them, and I use them a lot, and they're very effective.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got to play to the song. But when you're a young man like me, growing up mid '80s into the '90s, everybody wanted to be Neil Peart, man.
Yeah.
Rush was front and foremost in your face all of your life. And, you know, Roll the Bones came out and those moving pictures. And, dude, when YYZ came out, every boy who had a drum set was like, I'm going to learn that beat.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm going to learn the time signature. Lo and behold, it's also Morse code for YYZ, which is the airport code for Toronto, Canada.
What?
So when he's playing a rhythm, that's Morse code, man.
I feel like I'm going to learn so much today that I have
Yeah,
no
dude.
idea.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
See, I never knew
So-
that. I've listened to that song so many times, never knew that.
It's a great lesson learned there. But what I was getting at is, he's the exception, man. The professor is, and all those great drummers, like even Alex Van Halen, dude. When I remember, and a lot of people hate this album because Sammy Hagar's on it, but when 5150 came out, dude, I mean, it was crazy how good it was.
Yeah.
The playing and stuff. I'm not the vocals. That unless it's Eddie
I was waiting on that.
Alex or any of those guys, you know, or Michael. But
Anybody
man,
but Sammy.
I remember the Without a Net VHS tape, and it had Alex Van Halen's drum solo, and he's just working the crap out of it. So, again, these are the guys that drove me. Now, when I became a much older person, I learned that, okay, these guys are the exception. These huge drum kits are the exception. But forever, I always thought the drummer was going to be the center of it. Like, just
To the center of it?
the center of the show.
Yeah.
You know, and I learned real quick that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Like, you have a job, and you got to do it for the song.
Yep.
So, but my heavy influences, like on my mom, was very heavy Motown and blues.
Yep.
Driven heavy Hitsville, USA up in Detroit. I mean, just pounded into me.
Yep.
And I'm so grateful for that. What it did was that my mom having the Motown influence, my dad having a lot of funk influence.
Yep.
That was cool. So I learned about Bootsy Collins when I was just real young. I was listening to Stanley Clarke and these other musicians like that, Herbie Hancock, even his jazz stuff, and then this Motown stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so I had a huge potpourri of influence, but those two right there were my main ones. Like,
Yep.
those are totally define me of who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Do you think that
Totally.
you are the sum of the 5 people closest to you, not necessarily time or, impact-wise? Some people think that you're the sum of... There's a theory that you're the sum of the 5 closest people to you, but I think it's not necessarily closest in terms of, like, proximity or in terms of time. I think it's the people that impact you the most.
Yes.
So, like, for me, we joke about it all the time here.
Yeah.
You're going to know who I'm going to say in a second. One of my biggest influences is Gary Vaynerchuk, who I've never met, who I only watch on YouTube, who I only listen to for his motivation and stuff. But that's like my number one influence in life is Gary Vaynerchuk. And so I think when you're saying that, I'm thinking like can you go back and I mean, obviously you have, but can you go back and find like the 5 people that make you who you are?
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah. Do you have them like right now in your head?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't have all of mine. I have a couple.
I don't have
mine.
all of mine yet.
I think it's more than 5 too.
That I think so. I don't think. I mean, that's like asking me, what are your top 5 favorite albums of all time?
Yeah, because there's a couple that stick out here and there, but then there's like, oh,
That's
this,
not a
and
fair
then,
question,
Oh, yeah,
right?
and that.
You know.
Yeah.
But I can give you 3. That's the easy one.
Yeah,
If I can't give you 5.
Yeah, I can give you
But the
3.
thing is, once you get 5, you're gonna think of 6. And you're
Dude, yeah, you're gonna be like, what about Led Zeppelin 4? Or whatever. Like, but mine are like very
He has
uncommon.
more knowledge about music and bands than anybody in the world.
But what gets me the most, man, is like, okay, people think, well, Eric's going to be influenced, I don't know, by punk records or blah, blah, blah.
Dude,
you
I
know.
feel that. Like, you ever feel just like typecast, basically?
Totally, dude.
Oh,
and I
my
come
God.
from like my love as far as the musical genre that turned me in who I am today from the age of 17 even to this day, and it's not changed, is a lot of the jam band stuff because it's improvisational,
Yeah.
a lot of jazz, blues driven stuff. And you don't know where that wormhole is going to take you when you play. And that's a whole other discussion.
Kind of like this podcast.
Yeah.
But you don't know, man. It's
Yeah, that is.
you know, but we can jump all day and talk about that. But if you want to talk about albums,
That was the longest 50 seconds ever.
right?
I like that.
I mean,
I like that. See,
I like that
time's
too.
irrelevant. I've said that so
it really
many
is,
times.
man.
So many times.
Like the 2 albums. If I were to give you 3 albums, I'm just thinking of stuff so people can learn more about me. You know. But like
So,
the 3
so
albums,
you
yeah.
are primarily a drummer, correct?
Absolutely.
For people that don't know who you
percussionist,
are.
Yeah,
Percussionist.
dude. So I play all sorts of different styles, genres.
Yeah.
So currently, what does your kit look like?
Which one?
Yeah, so you've got a
okay,
lot
so
of
you
different ones, I
play
think.
with how many groups?
Okay, so I currently play with 2 projects
Okay.
primarily. Toad Liquors, which is a blues-driven band that
Yep.
I've been in off and on for a couple times, and which is blues, total blues, and very much rock-driven stuff and some
Yep.
country. And then I play in another band, which is really primary focus. I mean,
Yeah.
in my heart, and I'm driven to succeed in, and that's Ben Davis Jr. and a Revelry.
Yep.
And that's a group of 5 of us that.
Who we need to get back in here. very
Yeah,
soon.
man, we've been working so hard. The guys are back
We
in
have
Athens right now.
We have
man.
merch, swag. We've got koozies. We've got
Yeah, dude.
pins. We've got other
CDs.
CDs, all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
that's, the
Hold that up
last
for the-
album.
Hold that
Is
up for
that
the main
leaving
camera.
Cincinnati?
Leaving Cincinnati,
It's a good
yeah,
record.
man. It
It's a
was
really
recorded
good
at the
record.
Outside Shed by Eddie Ashworth, who's
And
also
see,
in our
that
band.
dude right there is one of the dudes who would probably be in the top 5 of impacts for me.
For you?
Yeah, Ben
Right.
Davis.
Ben Davis?
honestly.
That's
He really
Yeah.
helped me a lot.
So we need to have Ben
whenever I was
Davis
like-
on here, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Like
for
he,
sure.
We got to get on
he's
March,
such
by
a
the way.
good old soul, man, and,
Yeah.
and a good. I mean, he's my dearest and nearest best friend, and I love him, even if we didn't play.
Yeah.
But the Songbird visits him like nobody I've ever seen, man.
Yeah.
And what
So I've
he
only met
comes
him
up
once.
with, huh?
I've only met him once, just when he played in here.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I mean, he sounds great. It's fantastic. But I was like, I like this dude. He's a good dude.
You know what drew me the most to Ben when I first met him was how humble he is.
Yeah.
And I think we were talking outside.
Yeah.
He's very humble, and he's done very well, and his heart is good. Like, and
Yeah.
you don't see that these days often.
Yeah, that's very rare.
And-
Especially not over the longevity that he's
Right?
been that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that can be hardened over time easily.
I think it is totally hardened over time and
Yeah.
brought into you through your trials and tribulations.
Yep.
Because nobody's perfect. We've
No.
all
Oh, yeah.
done stupid shit. But Ben is definitely able to put words and music together that most people can't.
Yeah.
And musically and rhythmically, he has a way of, on his turnarounds, and by turnarounds I mean after choruses or whatnot, they're a little different. you
Yeah.
know, and the untrained ear may not pick it up, but like if you're trained ear, if you know what's going on, it's like, that's where you're going to go back into the part, you know. But
Yeah.
he's just gifted about putting it in and making it very fluid. You know, and we've been just working our butts off, man,
That's awesome,
on this
man.
album
Yeah.
right now. It's been a lot.
You need some behind the scenes videos.
Yeah, I mean, we've been putting a lot on the yeah. But yeah,
Your boy just happens to have that ability.
Right. So
I don't know if you've seen, but
well, you know, I'm sure we can address this.
yeah, Ben.
Hey,
But that being said, yeah, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say real quick before I drink all this beer.
Yeah. No.
we
we
better
gotta
give
pay
a
some
quick
bills real
shout
quick.
out
Yeah.
to this beer before
Yeah.
it's gone.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we gotta pay some bills.
You
real
do
quick.
have to pay the bills, man.
Shout out, as always, to Six Sense Brewing, our unofficial sponsor. Thank you all so much for allowing us to film in here every Tuesday.
And drink
Thank
your
you.
beer.
And drink beer without making me pay for it. I probably shouldn't mention that.
What you talking about?
No, I'm kidding. We pay for it every time. No, we have to.
I know you do.
Yeah. This is Telepathy. This is one of Mike's babies. He loves this one. I love this one.
Yeah.
This is a really
Like,
solid.
it's so easy
It's
to
a
drink.
Mosaic Pale Ale, I think. It's not written on the board. It's Mosaic. I know it's a Mosaic hop. They dry hop it only with Mosaic hops, which gives it a unique flavor. It's got a real good earthy IPA flavor to it. It's light, drinkable. I think it's only, what is it? Only 5.9, 6% anyways,
Yeah,
but
it's
like,
not-
but it doesn't
not
taste
as
like
bad
it.
as last week's,
Yeah.
which is what,
Which you
9.3.
chugged.
It was
Just
almost
like
like
that
a
one.
barley wine or something last week.
No, that was Premonition. It's Premonition, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
Premonition. It was a double IPA. It was 9.3%.
Right.
Which Colby chugged in like 20 minutes flat. Not really.
Yeah, but
Colby
I
has this
only
problem
drank
where he
one.
can't just
It's
drink it in normal
anything.
pace.
Well, dude, I mean,
Anything.
like, I don't drink anymore. I
Yeah.
quit 4 years ago.
Yep.
But everybody tells me, like, this is your local cola product, per se. And, yeah, everybody raves about the beer, man. We were in here last when we were hanging with
Yeah.
Jake and doing that. I think my wife had the blueberry shandy.
Yeah.
She said it's out of this world, man.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
And it's great stuff. And
And
the
that's like
food's
one of
great.
the last things I'd pick, and I'll tell you, it's really
Right.
good.
Yeah.
Like,
You know, and the burritos, the food's killer, man.
We try, man. Actually, I got another compliment from someone last week about that.
Yeah, dude.
I had one of my roommates came in and she's like, the food's always been good. But like every time I've come, the food's been better. And I was like, well, good, because that's something we've been trying to do is make sure that every week, the food is just on point. Everything's prepped fresh. All the spices are in there. Everything's delicious.
Yeah, Dustin's good too,
yeah,
man.
Dustin
And
does a
you
great
guys-
job.
you guys all do great.
Things have leveled out a lot. So that is
Yeah,
Telepathy.
man.
This is a great beer. It'll be on tap for a while. I think he just did a small batch. I think he's got at least one whole barrel left for us in here, I believe. So that's the beer. Thank you again, Six Sense Brewing. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And
Definitely.
you said you were in here Saturday night. We had Jake Dunn's another guy.
Yeah.
Do you play with Jake Dunn too? Because
I do a little. I mean,
he's got a separate thing, right?
yeah, Jake's in the Blackbird. Jake done in the Blackbirds.
Okay.
But we're also
But y'all, yeah,
we're
so I
like
was-
family, man.
That's where I was
Those
going to
two
get to.
bands. I would say I was telling Ben this.
And where does Levi fit in this whole thing? Is he in the Blackbirds? Like, or
no,
he is just-
Levi's our bass player.
Okay.
But Levi has a band called New Feather, and he does his solo thing. So we all.
Yeah, because all y'all just. It's like,
We can't play out enough, man.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, because it's part of what we have to do, man, to get stuff off our chest. I mean, because a lot of people work out. A lot of people will do certain things
Yeah.
to get whatever it is out
Yeah.
that they have. And mine is definitely playing. And I
Yeah.
regret that I, didn't get involved at a much earlier time, but I also, we're raising kids.
yeah.
And got to a point in my career where we were able to do this. And now, shit's getting real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as the playing.
Yeah.
But
Real, you can go on tour and hire a videographer to go with you.
I mean, there's some cool things
man.
happening.
How many times can I plug it today?
Well, listen, man, I will
I'm
gladly
just giving you a hard time.
discuss this, but you're good.
He's done already.
good work, Bobby.
I try, man.
Man, I mean, you do.
I don't do as good at work as you. See, actually, and also, where I was going with that was, you are so plugged in, the local music scene, and you're plugged in, too, but, it's a little bit of different scenes.
Oh, completely
But,
different scenes.
It's, I know, you told me earlier you jumped in with Jake to play Saturday night.
Yeah, just-
like last time Jake played here, too, and then when Ben was here, you
Yeah.
were supposed to play then.
Yeah.
That was going to happen, but, it was just so cool that I didn't expect it. You just
Yeah.
jumped in. Well, I don't know what that drum setup's
Universally,
called,
yeah, like my cajon, it's.
Oh yeah, cajones are beautiful. And nice
yeah,
to
I
have.
love that. And it was so
Yeah.
Jake was one of my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad I missed him Saturday night because I
It
was
was-
out of town.
it was
but,
pretty cool, man.
Yeah, because I love that setup,
Mm-hmm.
a guitar and a singer, and it's called a cajon.
Yeah, it's just basic cajon.
Right.
In Latin, basically means a box.
Okay, it's a box.
Cajones have little. Some of them have guitar strings in them.
Really?
To
like,
give that
snare
little
feel,
snare
pretty
sound.
much?
And they're adjustable.
Yeah.
I do have one cajon that I've made myself, which is the Eddie Van Halen one, after his Frankenstrat guitar. So it's red, has the white stripe.
That's
You know what I'm
cool.
talking
Yeah,
about?
with like the tape
Right.
kind of look to it.
So Reed and I actually did that 2 years ago on a snow day. I was like, let's do a project. What are we going to do? I was off work. And so I'm like, this will be productive. And so we painted and designed it, and he helped me. It was really cool.
Those are the best ways to hang out with your friends, by the way.
And like ours,
yeah,
when the
just
snow day was gone, and then, you know, our son was home, and then Reed was so happy to do it. And he's going to be a drummer.
Oh yeah,
and a
I
golfer.
mean, I
like
forgot
our
that's
youngest.
your son. My bad. But,
It's okay.
But in
Well,
general,
yeah,
son,
it's your
same
friend
thing.
too. At
Oh,
the same
yeah,
time.
dude.
I
Like,
mean, that's
yes,
like your
yeah.
trained friend. Like
Yeah.
you've trained your friend up to that point. To like
You
the
heard it
things
first
you
here,
like.
folks.
Right.
Children are trained friends
They are
only.
trained friends with GPS chips inside
Oh,
them.
wow. Wow, Colby.
To build braskies.
To teach them how to make cones.
Right. So we just did it as an artistic thing. And I really got away from being artistic and very creative for a long time in my life. And so I went into a kind of a depression area, man. It was awful. You know, it was terrible. And real dark. But it's funny how those who care about you most, i.e. my wife and family and the support system, picks you up and encourages you to basically say, okay. And this was many moons ago, 10 years ago, 12. But it's like, okay, what matters now in your life? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to make a ton of money and
Yeah.
never be, well, money's great, right? It's
But
great.
money's just a tool is all it is.
Correct,
It's just a tool
right?
to get.
But it's really, what do you want from the
What
money?
do you want to do with, like, what moves you?
Yeah.
Like, what makes you and you? What do you love to do?
Yeah.
Well, I was at that point, man, and I just started playing again, man.
Good.
Slowly,
Yeah.
practicing my ass off, and you know, many years ago, and it was like a slow progression, to where I got my chops back. You know, basically all my rhythmic, iambic tempo.
And that takes a lot of work when it comes to percussion in general.
Yeah,
It's because it's a lot of muscle.
It is, and muscle memory is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also to carry 4 different time signatures with 4 parts of your body.
It's a brain thing.
It really is, man. But I've always was the hyper kid growing up, and my parents immediately recognized that. And they're like, "Here's a drum set.
Go. Here's the
Here you go.
Get it.
And anybody from back home who sees this knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's
and
what
I'm
amazes
very-
me about drummers is like I was
We're all
watching
hyper dudes, man.
I was dude. That the dude from What If When We Die We Scatter, I think.
Oh, Kelson.
Yeah, Kelson.
Jeremy Rupert, same way.
Almost literally killed himself because he was getting to the show when I think it was Fever Wars playing. He was getting to the show. He
I was
jumped
there.
on some dude's back.
I was
You were right
there.
there. You saw me do it.
Yes.
He jumped on some dude's back, like going wild, and then almost fell on his head, like on the corner of it. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
I saw the
I
whole
grabbed
thing.
him and like set him.
That
down.
was so
Dude
much
almost
fun,
died.
dude.
That was a good
but
show,
He
man.
was
Yeah, both of
wild,
them.
dude.
It was killer.
It was a great show, but like watching those guys and watching them back,
Right.
both those guys from Fever War and from
Yeah.
What If When We Die We Scatter, watching them back after I recorded them too, on like they are so like hyper crazy out there too. And, like it's a good thing though, but you need
it's
that.
getting that
Getting that
out. That's
adrenaline
what they
out.
need.
Yeah.
But they're also expelling a lot. I don't want to call them demons, but they're expelling a lot of baggage,
Yeah.
whether you know it or not.
Oh, yeah.
They're, at least maybe I'm speaking for the masses and I'm wrong.
Especially if you know. I
but
know I know
like
them
when I
personally.
play, dude.
Yeah.
And I have a shit day,
Yeah.
complete shit day.
Yeah.
Whatever may happen, we all have them. Once I start playing, even right up setup time, man, and we're getting ready to play. I'm like, God, man, you just think about that, and then once you start playing,
When you focus on it,
5 minutes,
does everything go away?
everything,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I think.
everything, dude.
I think it's as soon as the lights go off and the stage lights
Yeah.
come on, and you're standing there and you're like, all right,
Right.
and the
Yeah.
music starts and you're just like, yeah.
Now, for both of
Yeah.
you guys, does it get to the point sometimes where it's just blink of an eye and it's gone and it's over,
When it ends,
Yeah,
No, I have trouble going to sleep at night after I'm done playing. Absolutely.
I used to
No,
be
I mean,
so
it goes by
depressed after I
quickly.
played.
Like how quick it goes. Like when
What?
you're playing a show. How quick it goes.
Time, yeah, it can
Yeah,
fly. It can really fly.
It really can. You know what? It also depends on the crowd's
Sometimes
energy.
it can suck, and you're like, oh
Depending
man,
on the crowd.
this is a really
Yeah, I
long show.
haven't
And I
had
hate to say it that way.
Yeah, I've not had one of those in quite a long time though.
I've had them.
We've had some of those in here.
To where you're just like, oh man, this crowd's not with
Not
me.
recently.
I can't get them with me. I've tried
Yeah.
everything that I can do
Right.
possibly.
Yeah.
These people just aren't connecting with
Right.
me, and I can't connect to
Yeah.
them anymore.
Yeah, you
I
can't.
mean-
Sometimes at some point you can't do it.
It's been a while too for me since
Yeah.
I've had that experience, but man, we would play at the
How'd that
bands
show go
in
Friday, by the
places-
way?
Oh, dude, it was a great show.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Where'd you guys play?
I played at the Adelphia in Marietta. so.
Man,
That's why it was funny that you were saying Marietta.
I'm in the Brink place. I've never been, dude.
Adelphia,
dude,
I've never
I
been.
played there a lot, man.
But I keep seeing all these awesome photos from like
My
Andrew and
goodness.
Did you see that?
Kins
Did
and all
you
that.
see that new shot that Andrew got of me
Yeah.
at the Adelphia with
Yeah.
the chandelier in the
Yeah,
background,
dude.
all the blue? I
It
was like,
sounds incredible in that room too.
I need to
feels
go.
good. I mean,
It's got a good
Nate's
vibe to
doing
it,
a great
man.
job booking people.
Okay.
Nate Shahan down
That's
there,
cool.
and he's a good friend of all of us, like our
Yeah.
groups and stuff. And I mean, dude, there is not a bad seat in there.
That's
the
cool.
sound people are awesome.
food's great.
The food's great from the
dude,
galley.
we had so many wings. We were sitting
Yeah.
there, and I was like, oh no, I'm wearing a white shirt. I was like, I can't eat these wings with my beard
From the
until
galley,
I'm
yeah.
done with the from the
Right.
galley. And so I finished up my set, and then the next band was playing, and I was just sitting there like
Just smashing
eating
wings.
wings, and it was
just
just all
destroying food.
Yeah, dude.
I can't eat before I
You
play.
told
either.
me to trim that beard.
No, I don't eat before I
I used to
play.
not ever like eat the whole day. I might eat like
Yeah.
a banana or something. I'd get so
I eat
pumped
pretty
up.
healthy, man. Honestly, like I do. That's how I keep my girlish figure the way it is.
Right.
And I do. I mean, like people can legitly
Very nice.
attest to this. Like I don't, I try to eat as healthy. Some of my habits aren't the healthiest at times,
Yeah.
but whatever.
It's all right. Everybody's got something.
But the Adelphia's great, man.
Dude, I
Yeah,
love these.
I'd love to go. I haven't
You
been.
need to, man.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna do a possible CD release there too. I'm
Okay.
not sure. I mean,
Let
we
us
have a
know.
lot of big plans.
Sounds
there.
like you need a
We'll just
videographer
go
for that.
together.
Three plugs, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen.
Look, man, I'm riding a high. I had a business meeting earlier, and
So it's been a good day. Like,
it's been a good day for me.
It's great
Right?
when you get that momentum
Yeah.
underneath
well,
you.
so
Well-
you've had some success doing, and that's a beautiful thing.
Well, you said earlier that went to a point where you were questioning things, depression, and all that.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And we've talked on here before. That was 2 years ago for me. That was when I started this whole thing.
Yeah.
And then today, I'm going to get another large paycheck from this job that I'm doing, and potentially more jobs out of it. And I posted on Facebook earlier today, right before we started, pretty much like. The single best thing I've ever done is pick up a camera for me right now.
Right.
Like, because the creativity, the freedom, the money, obviously, the connections, all that stuff.
and
it's
the
just-
and the happiness that you
Yeah.
have
That's
now.
your thing, man. Though. That's
Yeah.
what your outlet is, right?
Yeah.
And you're passionate about
You know
it.
what? You know what?
When you were
know-
riding bikes and playing Pokemon Go, you were not this happy.
And even playing golf. You and I play golf all summer. I mean, we were in the same
Yeah.
leagues and stuff, and like, greatest sport if you are a hippie like me.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yes,
that
golf
being
is the
said,
best.
it's so good. But that being said, it's like golf goes only so far for me. Like, I love it, but I'm not a competitor. You know that. I'm not going to bet anything.
Dude, I am.
Right,
It's an outlet for me, too.
Oh, it's on for you, dude.
Well, the
when
guy
you
I had
play.
that business meeting with earlier, I saw he had golf clubs in his office.
You probably
and
will-
I said, "You play golf?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "You want to lose?"
That's so you, dude.
He was like, "Yeah."
That
I
is
was-
so you, man.
and I just met the guy too. That was kind
Yeah.
of a bold move for me to do that quick. But I was like,
Yeah, but that's you, and you should be
laughed.
able to
I was
be
like, I was
yourself.
like, "Oh, I'm kidding." I just like shit talking more than anything. He was like, "Do you want to bet the paycheck I'm going to pay you?" And I was like, "Let's get a couple jobs into this
That
first.
would be
Let's talk
an
about
interesting game, though.
Right.
I'll
Yeah,
say
it's-
that would be an
It's a
interesting.
couple $1,000s on that
Yeah.
paycheck. I don't want to lose
You
that
should
right
do
now.
it. You
But
should do
it's-
it just to see if you're worth
Let's get
it
it
as
right.
a golfer.
I mean, it's
I can golf my ball around, but I don't know if I want to put a couple grand on it right now.
right.
That's-
I know, dude. I'm not that
$100
confident.
Okay. Any
No.
more than that? No way.
No, dude. I don't get. I don't bet.
Quick shout out, by the way, to Aidan
I don't like
on the
to
ones
bet
and
on it.
twos. He's
Hey,
back
hey,
over here.
DJ
On the ones and
Aidan
twos, yeah.
and
What's up, my man?
He went to California and then somewhere else.
Thanks.
He ditched us for the holidays, but now he's back. So,
Yeah.
So did you get the Rose Bowl,
quick
man?
shout out to you. No, I don't think.
You
Did you
did?
do the Rose Bowl? No.
Oh.
He's just in California.
Just casually in California. Nobody.
California.
So I guess
here
really
go.
we didn't really have a topic for this
Yeah,
whole
I mean,
thing,
but it's carried over
but
pretty well so
I
far.
really
So.
think that like the outlets, and that's kind of where I see the rest of this going as we've crossed over the 30-minute mark and kind of figured out what we're doing
Already?
as normal. Oh, yeah, we're at 35
Dude,
minutes
it's so
already.
quick.
Shut
By the way,
up.
Yeah.
I should have warned you ahead of time how
Two
quick
parts.
it goes, and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh no, it's over.
We got 2 parts.
It really is. It's
depressing.
over. But see, that's what I was gonna say about
how
you.
music is.
Yeah,
It's
you
the
said
same
that's
thing.
like,
Oh, yeah.
video stuff. Really, it is my outlet, and I like it.
Yeah, man.
But more than anything, I like creating something that gives somebody else some type of like joy or pleasure or
Right.
whatever. Like,
Right.
like even yesterday, I took a picture of myself and put it on Facebook and put a stupid caption
You're like,
on
hey
there.
guys, if you enjoy this, I'm just glad to make you happy with a
Right.
picture of Matt Brinker
Yeah, it was
right
a picture
here.
of me, but it said felt cute, might delete later. And it was a picture of me, but like. I
That
just
was a
thought-
great picture,
yeah,
though,
It was a great
dude.
picture, but I
It
thought-
was hot.
Yeah, but I
I'm
thought-
so
Look
glad
at it, he's
I
like-
don't have Wi-Fi.
Do you wanna see it?
at
Do
my-
you want to see it, man?
Yes.
You want to see it? It's a good
Man.
picture.
All right, I
It's a
want to
good
see
picture.
it.
It's
That is a good picture. Look at the lighting on that. But the caption
do
was
like the
felt cute,
picture.
might delete later. But
It's like
like
George Costanza with reading glasses.
but that.
I'm
made-
kidding.
Like people
That's
were
a great
laughing
picture.
about it and joking and like,
No,
oh,
I
that was so
love it,
funny.
yeah.
Like,
But
like
you got a
that-
reaction.
But that's what I like is like stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not so much that it was my face or that it was a picture of me, but
Right.
it's like I just like it's almost like entertaining people.
Yeah,
and I do
man.
the same as you guys. I like giving them. Playing a video for a client and they light up and go, this is exactly what I wanted, or I love this, or I love that part, or whatever it is. That's what
Yeah.
really gets me going is that part. The hours of endlessly sitting on the computer and staring at the project. The big job I just finished, I told the guy, we watched it yesterday, I probably watched that video 3,000 times. Like over and over and over and over
As
again.
you should,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and like that gets mind-numbing and obnoxious.
It
to
does.
me.
It's like the recording process,
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah.
And by the time the song's out, you're just like, I hate this song.
No, man. Well, again, like
Yeah.
I could do probably 5 episodes with you guys, and we wouldn't even touch everything. But I mean,
why
recording's
I
a whole
wanted to have you
other
on, man.
animal, dude.
It is.
You know what I mean? That's a whole different ball of wax than
Yeah.
playing live.
Yeah.
Completely.
I
dude.
love the recording
because you're playing.
process, man.
I love it, but it is very tedious and hard. Not hard, but I'm more harder on myself in the studio.
And you're
Yeah.
a drummer. It's
Yes.
a little harder.
I'm so tough on myself that sometimes I get emotionally drained.
But the thing is, the thing is that so
Like-
many times a producer doesn't know until they really know you, they don't know
Yeah.
everything that you're capable of.
Right.
And you do. And sometimes you'll get a producer who doesn't expect that little bit more that you know you're capable of. They don't expect that, so they settle for something less. And you know you're more capable. You're capable of
I never
something
thought about
better
that.
than
It's
that.
interesting.
But Eddie, man, who's also in our band and we're recording at the Oxide Shed, has a lot of accolades, and I don't have to get into him, but he's a very humble, kind, great man, and a great bandmate, and I consider a great friend. But that all being said, he's legit, and he's got, done several cool things. He pushes you. Like,
Yeah.
we will nail a
But he
tape.
knows you enough to be able to do
Like
that.
we'll know, like I'll nail the drums are on the album are done, right? The last 2
Are
drum
they done
tracks,
before everybody else?
pretty much yes.
Do you flex that on your bandmates at all?
No, man, because it's
He's
hard.
the first.
You're playing scratch track to scratch tracks with a metronome
Yeah.
in your hair,
Yeah.
and you gotta be right.
Yeah.
Human to error is human, man.
Yeah.
But you have to be dialed in. But Eddie pushes you to the point where mentally you got a great take and it could be usable for the album. He's like, Eric, I know you got 2 more of those in you. And I'll be like, you're right.
Yeah.
And it's 1 in. I got to work it at 9 the next day.
Jeez.
And I'm like, well, yeah, let's do it. 3 o'clock rolls around. You got 1 more in you? I'm like, absolutely. This is what we do.
Yeah. Now, when you
Emotionally, though, it totally screws with you.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Because you don't feel good enough here and
Right.
there.
And you leave and you're just a wreck to yourself because I'm just beaten up.
Yeah.
Like I've left in tears. Like
It feels
nobody
like
knows
you're getting
this.
stabbed in so many different
And
ways.
no, it's not them being negative. They're
Yeah.
totally
No,
It's
positive.
yourself.
Yeah,
It
it's-
is yours.
I'm
enough.
kicking my
Perfectionism and all
own
that.
ass.
Yeah.
And I'm so hard on myself. And I'm like, holy.
Then you're
Like,
done, and you're wondering if you did what you're
Right.
most capable of.
Right. And you just put it all into it and you're exhausted and you're just so much blood, sweat, and tears go into recording. And the last 2 songs on our album that we just finished up were so emotional for me in a good way, because they were 2 of my favorite songs that are going to be on it. And I'm very much influenced on the drum part writing and on all the songs, but these especially, because they're like, okay, I know these are mine. Like, gonna kick ass on them. So I had remembered that I had a shitty week that week, and I went into the studio and I had a shitty day that day. I went in the studio, man, and I just balls to the wall that, man, late, just grinding, dude, hard. And I was mentally and physically completely done leaving that place in Athens, but more satisfied than I've ever felt in my life. Like, it was very much a soulful thing for me, man. And I take this stuff serious. Like, it's very spiritual for me to play. Like, it is bigger than myself. I'm a part of something bigger. I don't know what it is. But something bigger than myself is involved in this, what we're doing. And I'm blessed to be with the guys, you know, and it's really like, you know, you're talking about having a good day today. We, you know, like we are announcing with Cutler Station, our boys from Marietta. Cutler Station's great, dude. Really cool band. Check them out, Cutler Station. Just listen, they're really kind of, they're sweet. We're going to do a run with them, Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay. Yeah, you talked about this earlier.
Yeah, and then we're going to go to Asheville, North Carolina.
That's awesome.
And then up to Melodies in Beckley.
Sounds like you need a videographer.
You know, and we're doing that.
I like how he says 4. He points out how
he's like, we're going to add another date, Miller. But, like, we have so many friends out there, man.
That's cool, man.
And this year, as far as my musicianship, 2018 was my biggest year. I played with some Grammy winners, man. And like, a lot of people don't know that. You know, like I played.
Drop some names.
Well, I played with David Childers, who obviously played with the Avett Brothers, and he's a fantastic writer, musician in and of itself, and a great friend. But we played with him at Rowdy's and a couple other places. Like when he comes into town, we always team up. And his guys come in. But David's just another great soul and artist and a true friend. I love him to death. But he played with the Avetts on night before New Year's down in Raleigh, and another cool, or it may have been Charlotte. And another cool thing was, like, David's do some of David's stuff, man. They live, and that's what they did. Was one of his songs. Oops.
It's okay.
Second one was, like, I played with Kevin Gordon, man, and who I kind of wept when I played this one song. Kevin is a fantastic musician in his own right, too. Toured with Todd Snyder this year of the Hardworking Americans. Wow. Todd covered one of his songs called Down to the Well. I got to play when I got asked to play that show because their drummer couldn't make it. Who was also the drummer. Sometimes I'll have to look it up. I don't want to. I'll have to look it up sometime, and we'll get back to that. But anyways, so we played with him in Parkersburg, man, and dude, it was
Where'd you play
weird.
in Parkersburg?
Artsbridge. Jeff Fox and Steve Tuck, great friends of mine from back home. They're really cool, and they brought David in and a couple other people too, but Kevin didn't have a drummer that night, and they asked me ahead to learn the songs. And when we played Down to the Well, which is a song that the Revelry and Ben Davis Jr. we do, I kind of wept when I was playing it with Kevin because, like,
that's awesome.
You know, you're playing it with that guy. Like, you got to do it right. The song moves me already. Todd Snyder recorded it with Hardworking Americans on their first album. You know, you're almost some big company, and then like I played with Phil Lee, man. Phil Lee's a legend and just hell of a writer, man. And he was doing his tours. So like, as far as being people that I've had the blessing to play with, like, is very under the radar. I don't tout about it.
Right.
But yeah,
I mean, like, about that. It's awesome.
Man, it's just I've been very blessed to have a lot of good friends and people. I guess maybe like my plan. I don't know. I
they must.
Know.
You know.
You know what I mean? It's just I always play to the song, dude, and what it's calling for. Doesn't matter the genre.
So, what amazes me, especially going back to like recording, I don't know. I have no way to relate to that at all when it comes to video work, other than it being tedious and things like that. But like coaching, when I was coaching, I understand that completely. Putting all of your hard work and energy into an athlete, into a human, and seeing, thinking it's enough, but then it not actually being enough, and you feel like you're failing miserably, and that screwed with me bad. when I was coaching, I was not a happy human at all. And that was tough for me, but that was like, that's all the time though. Like, and if you guys are in the studio recording, that's a part of what you're doing. It's not the whole thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
So I can imagine like,
I don't know though. I feel like, oh, go ahead.
I would think like live shows balance out the recording process.
See, but if
a lot.
you record really bad and you don't have a good representation of your music online or like in your recordings, then one, you're going to go into singing that song with less confidence or playing that on drums with less confidence. You're going to try to either make up for it or something like
so
that.
Many layers too.
There's for me, it's like I write lyrics, and when I played in a band, a lot of the times no one would hear what the actual words are until the recording process. Because a lot of times at practice, you may hear the song, you may know the chorus, but as a band member, you're just like as a drummer, a lot of times you're relying on someone else to write the lyrics, and then you're, I don't know, maybe
doing the
not,
drum part. Ben's totally I'm not a good lyric guy.
See, and I've always been, for the most part, I would say 98% of every song for any band I've ever played in, I probably wrote every lyric that's on it. Not, I wouldn't say every time, because there are sometimes where other people have written some stuff, but for the most part. So then going in and recording that was always like, oh man, like I would write about really personal things, or like sometimes I might, whenever I was younger, it was like really corny, and as I've gotten older, like I've been able to like kind of live out moments of my life, like a year of my life through an album.
That way.
And
totally understand.
And
that's, I can't, how do I explain? I'm not good at putting pen to paper, man.
Yeah.
I'm really not.
See, that was more me. I was never the musician or the singer or anything like that. For me, it was just the writing.
And now you're a musician and a singer.
Yeah, but only because I had to be.
Yeah.
But
if that makes sense.
That's what was in the cards for you, and that's what was supposed to happen. I mean, that's the way I see it. Like, I started out playing drums, but I became diverse in a lot of percussive elements in different areas.
And for breaking down a song. A drummer sees a song the way a singer-songwriter sees a song. I think you and I can look at a song probably more similar than a guitarist would look at a song.
That also blows my mind too.
And the bass structure.
You are like almost the heart and soul. You're like the lyrics, I think more are, and the singer typically becomes
to the people.
Yeah, to the people,
but to the song,
to the actual song, the drummer really is the heart and soul.
The drummer and the bass player, are the pocket. Levi, and I tell him this, man, he is so good, dude. But he
just
and
booked him
I
again for next month.
Well, he and I, man, it takes almost immediate. We're in the pocket together, like. And what I mean by pocket, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's almost a symbiont of being.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It is something you can't really teach. It is innately felt.
It's both of you get into the flow state. It's both of you get into flow state.
I mean, look, man, I'm getting chills talking about it. Because it's really crazy.
Well, it's like at this point, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's the way Levi and I are. I'm that way with John Kahn in the Toad Lickers. Like, but Levi, moreover, and
you find those people over the years, and those
yes.
moments, and those groups over the years.
Yeah, sure. And we can mesh, and I can work around Levi's bass playing, like this.
And you can probably read
and he
everywhere
can do
where he's going to go.
Exactly.
And you know a person so well.
I know his runs.
Yeah.
Ben's a very percussive strummer. Ben Irvin, who is a class lead player for us, dude. Absolutely incredible. But he's not like the rip, player. Yeah. He's very tasteful, almost like a Derek Truck style. He's so smooth, man.
That's awesome.
So I'm blessed to play with the guys that I consider some of the best friends.
See, and you should surround yourself with the people who are
the key, man.
Equally and more talented than you are consistently.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Like-minded people means a lot, dude.
Oh yeah.
It's most important.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It really does.
Because you know how, like, whenever you're a teenager and all the adults around you judge you based on who you hang out with.
Oh yeah, dude. My parents were teachers, dude. I was
for
not
a reason.
like, they're like, hey,
who you surround yourself with defines you.
It's okay. You can cuss all the fuck you want.
Really?
I saw him say earlier. He was like, and kicked their
But
I was like,
John Miller.
Well, we didn't have a lot of time I was kind of late setting up. We didn't have a lot of time to talk about it. Usually,
we were
no
talking
rush.
outside,
Yeah.
but I didn't feel
You can
like
cuss all you
it
want.
mattered.
We don't give a
man.
fuck.
There's no censor.
I actually,
or
and I
stoppage
actually
on
prefer,
anything.
like,
Yeah.
I actually prefer. I like finding clips when I'm going back to clip out the things that have cuss words in them
take
because
it out.
I'm not gonna send. No, I'm not gonna.
You know what I mean.
I
It's
use
cool like that.
Yeah, I use.
Those are the clips you use because
Yeah.
you know that's someone letting it out.
Yeah.
Truly
because
and
I don't.
honestly.
Yeah, I don't. I like cussing. Cussing is. I've actually argued with people for a long time. People say that cussing like shows that you're not as intelligent. I'm like, no, like. The word "fuck" can mean a million different things, but the inflection and the sentence structure, like, I'm not cussing because I have a lack of intelligence. I'm cussing because I want to get my point across emotionally or whatever it is. I know that word catches people, and I understand that I can use that word or other cuss words to get people's attention.
As a songwriter, that's another thing you have to watch for. Is like you can always throw the word mother effing in places or motherfucking, however you want to say it. You could throw that in wherever, and it would make sense. But it's like a lot of times I reach a point where I'm like, all right, I could put that here, or I could just put in 2 or 3 other words that would make as much sense, but I would be able to break down a little bit more because you don't want to overdo it either. I think that's really the
That's
thing.
funny you say that. I don't even know if I've heard cuss words in your songs.
In my songs, probably because I haven't released any that have any.
I used to be in this like very
Paul,
metal
hold that
guy.
thought.
Yeah,
Hey,
good.
are we on podcasting platforms yet?
Oh no, sorry. I haven't sat down at all.
I'm just giving you a hard time,
I
buddy.
figured I was waiting.
I'm
on
gonna
it,
keep
so.
pressuring you. Put out music and
no, I was
get
actually going to
podcast
stay
up.
after today and do a little bit of work on
Okay,
that. So.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we have an ongoing like.
I don't know what you boys are talking about.
I'm gonna poke the
But that's
bear.
cool with me.
Well, we
You
want to
guys do
have
it.
just the audio because I stripped the audio out and have that up and release your songs, put shit out. We'll take
There's
photos
so
if
much
you
I have
need
to do.
Yeah.
I actually
it.
have a conversation I want to have with you later.
Okay. All right, cool. That's fine. Anyways,
boy.
no.
You're calling the principal's office,
Yeah,
dude.
the ominous. Hey, I need to talk
Nice
to you.
job, Brink. You really made this awkward.
And that's the end of this podcast. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. We're done.
But you know what he was talking about cussing? Like, I used to be in this like industrially Tool influenced metal band, right? And I'm very much jazz blues driven drummer. And I play very stripped down, not a whole lot of setup, very simple setup on my drums. So when I played in this band, it was called Mea Culpa, and I was with David Gillum, who's has the Lewis Gillum Funeral Home, heck of a guitarist.
I
He
didn't
played
know
with
that.
John Five Telly, man. It was great. Derek Martin, who was from Wellston, hell of a bass player. And Tim White was the singer.
Okay.
And so we did like all this metal stuff, but we covered Killing in the Name of.
Oh, that's always a fun one.
And it was real. I love Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
I love them. And I remember when that album came out. And a year before, I believe, was the Chili Peppers album, which changed my life. Blood Sugar Sex Magic. Phenomenal.
You're a funk guy. That makes
Oh,
sense.
totally,
That
man.
makes
I mean,
sense,
John
yeah.
Frusciante's playing on that. Again, we're jumping. That album's crazy good. His playing is ridiculous on that. And that album was well written, and it's from the heart.
I'm a
For
big
me.
Funkadelic fan, so like all that
Have
stuff,
you
it like
seen
really
Tales from the
speaks to
Tour
me
Bus?
and stuff.
Yeah, Mike
not.
Judge's
No, I
thing.
haven't.
Yeah,
No, I
dude.
have not.
Oh man, check it out. Well, he's doing one Tales from the Tour Bus he used to do with country guys, and it's cartoons. Mike Judge, they do interviews, but it's in cartoons. I think it's Cinemax. It's awesome. Well, this season is all.
Cinemax?
I think it's Cinemax, man. It's through Amazon. You know, you can get it. But this,
Cinemax is still around?
not the
Okay.
kind you used to watch, Matt.
What do you mean used to?
1:30 in the morning. What's Matt Brinker doing?
Well, yeah. What do you mean used to, bud? Yep. You got me. Oh,
Right.
shit, I got.
Yeah. But they do one now. It's all funk, and they did. There's a 2-part on James Brown. They did one on Bootsy Collins, being and that Bootsy Collins is the shit. dude.
Yeah.
Who just announced he can't play anymore, and it broke my heart last week. Cincinnati guy, played in James Brown's band. Did you know that?
Didn't realize
Yes, he
that
did.
at all. You saw my face. I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah,
wow.
he played for James Brown for a while.
I don't know who this person
That's
is.
how the Parliament and the Funkadelic got together, man.
Mm-hmm.
2 different groups.
Yep.
George Clinton.
Yep.
So
George Clinton, dude.
craziest show I've been to. They played nonstop for 4 hours at the Newport, like in '94.
Dude, they're just.
Dude, they don't stop.
Yeah.
Like no breaks type
No,
stuff?
dude. Song
not
goes
just no breaks.
for
Yeah,
4
yeah,
hours,
yeah,
like-
it's just constant
Oh,
song.
they'll change. You'll go into another song. Another song.
It's nuts.
No breaks.
That's
what
like
I like
4
about
hours.
those guys. They just go hard. That
There's
genre,
like
that
30
entire
people
genre,
on
if you
stage,
just push
man.
that genre, it's
Yeah.
just people
30
just
people.
giving
There was
it.
like 30 people in that band. They're like the Wu-Tang times 2, right?
How many people are in Wu-Tang? I have no
It's
idea.
12 or 16.
I don't know.
Is it really that
Honestly,
much?
I can't. Yeah.
Well,
it's a
ODB's
lot.
dead.
Oh, R.I.P.
Expected dead. Yeah, I mean, another. I'm influenced by so many great.
Dude, I
I
feel
love
it.
Wu-Tang, and they're so incredible. But like, I take bits and pieces from all these different genres that has made me.
And that's life in general,
Yeah,
not
man.
just music.
I don't
but
judge
that's life
people
in
musically
general.
like on what their likes are.
Yeah.
You like the new country. I don't like the new bro country stuff, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's just I'm more of a roots-based guy when it comes to that. But I respect it. I mean, you got to.
Yeah.
So it's, and they're also doing it, but everything that we all listen to, it really makes us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
think so.
made me a musically driven person. It has totally made my soul who I am. It made me realize a lot of things. And I don't know if like taking pictures of maybe natural elements for you or architectural or personal or business. I
Yeah.
mean, there's so many aspects to what
Yeah.
you can do. What's your favorite?
My-
What is your favorite subject do you shoot to feel like it is the one that is most soul freeing for you?
My favorite photography work I've done has been portraits, typically of girls. I love the ones I did of you though. They're
Yeah,
fantastic.
dude, that was a good time too
Yeah,
because
those are
we were just
fantastic.
like
Right.
walking around
I like
3
portraits.
blocks.
Like having someone in front of your camera really is a very vulnerable position, and there's like there's a fine dance that you have to do with someone, and it's fun. Especially when it's with someone like you're friends with, like that's a lot of fun.
Right, dude.
But like my favorite
Right.
ones I've ever done were the park, the Galapagos City Park pictures I did not this
Those
last
were
December,
great. The last
but
Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas
Oh,
of
yeah?
16.
17.
What?
Yeah,
Galapagos
Christmas-
Lights,
Yeah,
like
Galapagos
that?
Lights. Because I took some. I was just
They
learning
were
photography
great. That was
too.
like your best shots up to that point.
Yeah,
Really?
those
I
were
would
my best.
say.
Probably still are my best
Yeah.
shots. I love architecture stuff too, man.
Yeah.
Like I think architecture. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then just portraits and like
I
those.
think
are
your
the,
drone works really cool too. I know
that
that's
is
not
cool,
really, but
man.
it's a
That's
whole
just another
different thing.
perspective, though. It's like that's so cool because it's something you don't always see unless you're up in a plane. But,
But
I'm also
shooting a human subject is basically
yeah.
what you really, because I can see that you have to build a rapport with that person.
Yeah.
They have to trust you.
Yeah.
Ann Leibovitz was really good at that with musicians, man.
Yes.
And she did it great with Yoko and John and a lot
Yeah.
of people. She was able to get in tune with what
Yep.
and bring certain things out of people without saying a word.
Well, there's constantly.
know?
The only reason I know who that is because there's a master class pre-roll that plays on YouTube constantly for her master class, and she talks about. So there's a common misconception in portrait photography that the photographer is supposed to make the subject comfortable, and they're not.
Right.
And you really aren't supposed to make them comfortable. Your job is to pose them how you want them to be to get the shot that you want, not make them comfortable. And like there is communication, but there can be
It's your
nonverbal
art.
communication. Yeah, it's my art. You're the subject.
Yeah.
I do love the lines and the architecture stuff. I love that. Nature, so it just depends on what it is.
Yeah, it's almost a chance thing, man.
Yeah,
it seems like.
Like the best nature shot I ever took was this time last year. We had the ice storm. The Ohio River was frozen over most of the way, and it was a real foggy, moody afternoon. I took a picture of the Silver Bridge going from Henderson to Point Pleasant.
Did you post that?
Oh yeah.
That was a badass picture. I remember it.
Yeah, that picture made me a lot of money. I sold a lot of prints of that, and I got a lot of exposure from that too.
There you go.
But like that was a chance thing. It was right time of day, right conditions, and right spot.
But
right
that's
time.
what it's about. It's like being a hunter. You have to be
Yeah.
ready. You have to study up on those things. Like as a photographer, you have to know when the weather is going to be, how it's going to be, what
Yeah.
time the sunlight's going to be.
Yeah, like I don't really do a ton of nature photography because you do. There's so much more research that goes into it, and I don't want to do all
everybody's
that.
doing it.
And also, like, there are a lot of people that are doing it
Right?
because you don't have to
Maybe I'm
convince
wrong.
you don't have to convince somebody else to be there to be your
Right.
subject.
I'll
you know what I mean?
always be there if you ask
but
me
like,
to come
or
shoot
whoever,
with you.
but like, and there are people that constantly want to shoot. Like I get people ask me constantly, "Hey, do you want to shoot? Hey, do you want to go? Keep it rolling. We'll cut it in a minute if you want." But sorry,
Keep talking. Get us a pot of coffee too while you're at it, Aidan.
Thank you.
Good Lord.
Yeah. It is easier to do nature photography because it is nature and not a person, and there isn't that vulnerability of having the person in front of your camera and all that.
That'd be stressful.
It's a
And also, if someone is
a person.
What is it?
I just see that could be really mind-boggling and stressful. That like you're taking pictures of somebody. I mean, in general.
It is, and it's like it's not really.
You know what I mean?
I wouldn't call it a sexual experience, but it's a vulnerable.
I'm hoping
not. But it's a very but it's a very vulnerable relationship.
No,
like
I
that,
agree.
like
I
that.
agree.
They have to trust.
It's just like making music in general. I mean, you're relying on those other people.
I have to trust my bandmates. I feel that. But I feel like we all have a connection there, and when you do that with a subject.
A lot of times it's just a client too for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
but people do actually take it there too. There are so many scumbags that just have cameras just to get with models and stuff like that. Which that's getting outed in the whole industry, and that's why I'm very careful about how I interact with people with my camera, because I don't want anybody to get a reputation of even people will get pissed if legally street photography is legal.
But you have to get permission, right, from people who are in the picture if
you are in the public domain, there is no reasonable expectation of privacy. So if we're walking down the street, I can take your picture. It depends on the state. Some states don't have that same law. I know California does. I know New York does. I think it's like Texas and a couple other Midwestern states have laws where street photography is not legal, so you can't do it. Yeah. But even if people if I took a picture of some random person walking in the street here and they had an issue with it, even though I believe it's fully legal for me to do, if someone were to be like, "Hey, I don't want my picture taken," I would delete that for them as a courtesy.
Sure.
Because I don't want that reputation of just be respectful of the other person.
Right.
And you get it. And people are so, because it is a vulnerable thing. And you're right, with being in a band or for playing something, especially something you've written or you've composed or you've recorded or whatever it is, you're putting yourself out there, and it's so scary sometimes, and it can be such a vulnerable spot, and I don't think people realize that.
For me, I think that moment kind of came to light, and it was probably the most, I would say, rewarding moment of my life when it came to music. I had written this song. We had a band member that passed away. I've spoken about that, I think, a little bit before. And I wrote this song about him, and it took me a really long time to write it, which is weird because usually I write songs really quick. But it took me a really long time to piece this song together, and we put it together as a band, and we played it for, I think it was the first time that we ever played it at this show, and the member's family was there, and a lot of his friends were there. And it was the last song that we played. And I just remember it was the first time I'd ever ended a set and it just be dead silent before. And nobody
was it an uncomfortable silence, or was it gratifying?
It was exactly what everybody needed. It was
almost, it wasn't
silent,
uncomfortable.
Calm,
it was gratifying.
Everybody just cried and hugged each other.
Then maybe it was closure for people.
That's good.
I was like, wow, that was the first time that I had seen what I wanted to get out of a song, and really said, this is what I want out of it, and then saw it kind of come full circle, because that song never got released. It was never anything that I wanted a million people to hear, but it was something that I was like, okay, these people and myself, we need to do this.
Some people need that.
That's what you can do, though, and we've talked about it before, I believe, and I don't know if you've heard it or not, but I had an athlete that I was coaching die, and all you have when someone's gone is memories, and then you've got photo and video if you've got it. And that was I gravitated towards those photos and videos of that athlete because she's gone. Yeah. And that's all you've got are the memories. And it was a kid that I gave a shit about because you're an athlete that I coached. I was tight with the family and everything. And through music, through whatever it is, through photography or videography, you can make things that go on in life for other people or that help other people. And I think that's exactly right. It is a vulnerable place to be, you know, and it's hard. And I think that for the longest time, I was more into sports too, and I didn't give arts the credit that I should have. And now I get it. I get it now.
And now they're not spending money on the arts in the schools, and it's a big shit show, but I'm so upset about all that crap. But
there's so many things in education.
Let's talk about that. 2-hour show, everybody.
There's so many things in education that we're already dropping the ball on. That arts and those things don't even come close to.
My mom is rolling in her grave because she was a trigonometry calculus teacher.
Yeah.
Right? and they're doing this Common Core, and I'm like, oh, dick.
Yeah.
My mom's like, oh, bud.
Oh, dick.
Right? You know what that's right. You ever seen
No.
One Pug Life on YouTube?
Wow. That's why I think
Canadian
that's hilarious.
guys.
I don't
That's
know
awesome.
what that
Right.
is.
And it's
It's an odd use of the word dick.
right, but it's great. Like, oh, dick.
And with that, I
My
think
wife
it's
even
appropriate.
uses
Oh, God.
it. But yes, but that being said, we'll have to do this some more.
Yeah, no, we will do it
do
again
it
for sure, because I think
Let's
we
do
can
it in
keep
a couple
going
months.
forever.
Let's
Yeah,
just plan
I mean,
out
if you want to,
something.
yeah,
We
Yeah,
can do
I'm
it.
game once a
And
month,
you want to stay here
whatever.
till 9 o'clock? Just kidding.
right? So
Just
cheers
kidding.
to you guys, man. You're doing
Yeah,
wonderful things.
Cheers
God
to you,
bless
man.
you.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
man.
You drank both of them. Colby,
did.
Empty
geez.
glasses, boys.
All right, well, we will put links to all the social
Yeah.
in the description below. This is what, week 10, I think, right? 10.
Yeah, this is 10, man.
So thank you all for watching.